Good morning, noon, or night, everyone. Mister here. Trying a new recording setup. I'm going to be recording Dead Cells for you guys. It's a little bit of a different game. It's like a 2D Dark Souls. That's kind of why it's Dead Cells. They're literally just kind of biting off of that whole regime. But this game is amazing. I love the pixel art style. I'm not super good at it, and I do want to let you guys know. So the quality is not going to be 4K, which is normally what I upload in. I know it doesn't go up to 4K in YouTube, but it usually keeps things fairly clear in YouTube. So I'm just going to go ahead and clarify that this is going to be a little bit darker. I did my best so that it wouldn't be grainy, but part of the reason why I changed my setup is so that you can hear me better. The microphone seems to respond better to this software, so that's kind of what I'm going for. I want you guys to be able to hear me. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump into to Dead Cells. Yeah. God, I start with nothing. Lost our head now, did we? Well, nothing to say for yourself. I can't even talk. What the fuck? Oh, hell yes, I see the problem. I suppose you didn't think you'd find yourself back there. But surely you must have noticed. You can no longer die. I still don't understand. It was like this with the others for a while. Okay, so we got a little what the fuck animation from our dude. Ooh. He almost got us. So, ow. The cool thing about this game is you start off with like a piece of metal and a bow and arrow, but as you progress in the game, there are blueprints to find, so that you can craft other weapons as you gain people's souls. Ow! Again. This is definitely more of a roguelike than anything else, for the fact that you're going to die and you're just gonna start over with some of your money, better stuff, things like that. So you're not supposed to be afraid of dying. So I'm gonna play this for a little while. There's secrets hidden in the walls there. This game is in early access. It's you can purchase it. Ooh, yes, I'll take that. You can purchase it, but just note that they're still in development, so things are bound to change for the better. I mean, when I first started playing the game, they didn't even have these little fire things to throw at people, and I love them. There are runes on the ground that you can do to do like a mini game, but I suck at that mini game. I'll show you what they're like. You're supposed to like not take damage at all, and yeah, I ain't that good. Look at that. Oh, and you're also supposed to kill all of the enemies. So for your secondary, which is usually a projectile or a shield, you typically don't run out. The only difference is if you have a bow and arrow, you have to collect your arrows back. So you kind of can run out. Woo! I did not want that shield guy to get me, because they don't seem to care about my sword as much. Oh, come the hell on. This is actually the farthest I've ever made it in one of these challenges. So, being that I'm doing good... Nope. Not doing good. Failed. I shouldn't have said anything. But anyway, that's why I don't normally do those challenges, because if you get hit once, you lose. I don't even know what you get if you make it. I've, like, literally never made it. As we play the game and get better, I'm sure I'll make it one of these days. This is a shop. You can come here. I love the electric whip. It's badass. However, right now, I probably wouldn't trade out for it just because I like the little fire tossers that we got. So you use money, obviously, to buy items like so in the store here. As we die and retain some of our cash, then we'll start to find a use for some of the shops to get better weapons and such earlier on. There are treasure chests that give you a random item, like I'm getting dual swords here. So the swords that I have, you don't want to look at the actual damage in the parentheses because that's critical hit damage. That is not your typical DPS. So this is like 30 more, well 20 more really, than what we're already doing. And it has an extra ability in the green there that fires an arrow in front of me for an extra 39 damage. So it's pretty legit, plus this swings a lot faster than the sword we had. These swords are pretty good for messing people up, as you can see. Alright, we'll go ahead and let him burn. So we can't do anything with this yet. We have to get an ability to mess with that. Oh, there's a hidden rune here in the wall. It doesn't matter which side of the wall you hit that on. As long as you hit it, you're good. We can't do anything with that either. Alright. I think we have to beat the boss in order to be able to access the little red thingies over there. There's an ability over there. It's the Frostbite, I think. I don't remember specifically what it's called. We can't get it anyway because we can't use those. Alright. Fair enough. Whatevs. We can't go that way at all. That just leads to another area. That would lead to the toxic sewers, which you guys will see eventually. I am a lot farther on my own personal file than I am obviously on you guys' because I started a new one for you guys. But I will catch you up and you will soon be exactly where I am. Now, as I said, this is a roguelike, so every time I die I am going to start back here on level 1 because that's what this is essentially. That's kind of worth it. So you can also get these things called skills, which allows you to throw out various traps and other projectile things in order to damage your enemies without you being there. So you can level up your health, your attack damage, or your skills. And being that this is a roguelike, these reset if you die. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my strength for now. That's going to go ahead and affect my sword and my projectile in my second slot. Oh, and I got a free skill right here. So that'll affect the little bear trap that we just got. That's what the bear trap looks like. If they get caught in it, they can't really go anywhere. So, not the most effective, but if you have an enemy like this shield guy right here that wants to like run around and you can't really get a beat on him, there you go. That's how you handle that. Alright, so we made it to the second level. You don't have a boss until about 4 to 5 levels in. And that's if you make it that far, because this game is difficult. So, this guy is where you trade in your souls. He's the collector, he's the closest thing the company will get. In exchange for cells, he'll provide you with a few useful items. You want to bring him blueprints if you find him. So, the first thing that we want is the healing potion. We'll go ahead and unlock that. So now, we get essentially an Estus flask. Also, we want to be able to keep some of our gold, but we don't have enough souls there. Alright, so I'm gonna skip what he's talking about. That door doesn't open unless you exchange your souls. Now, if you're stupid and you want to gamble your souls, you can come over here and beat the shit out of this door, and then you can leave with the souls you still have. Kind of like the way I did that. I took 1 hit of damage, so big whoop. Go ahead and refill that. But the good news is now we have an Estus flask, so they don't call it that, they just call it a health flask. It gets refilled once per mission, so it ain't gonna get refilled like in the middle of a mission. You cannot find health flasks while you're doing a mission. You actually have to wait until the next map. Alright, these little fuckers here are annoying. And you'll see some new enemy types already. Before, you've only seen these green guys and these red guys. The red ones throw bombs, the green ones, they do melee damage. They have different attributes depending on the levels. So here, ow. Oh, there's our first blueprint. Here, the green guys, they actually have a higher critical hit damage ratio in this level than they do in the first level. So you kind of want to watch out for that. The critical hit for them is when they do a lunging attack. They'll like charge up and lunge forward. Oh, I didn't know we were going to get multiple blueprints. The reason why these guys have a shield is because of this little doll down here. So, that was a lunging attack. You just saw it. Ow. These fucking little bats, man. I hate them. Alright. Are you kidding me with all these? Yeah. Where's your shield gods now? Okay. We got another damage up here. That's pretty useful. Typically for about 2 levels in, your damage can be at level 2 and you're fine. So getting it to level 3 early is good. For the level after this, the ramparts, you do want it higher. The enemies have a lot of health in the ramparts regardless. So it's just weird because the enemies in the next map have a lot of health. However, the boss, you can beat him pretty easy even if you only have 2 or 3 damage. And I'm saying easy, that's a relative term because this game isn't easy. But comparing that boss to some of the other stuff you have to fight, it's ridiculously easy. To me, he's easier than some enemies. Now, the boss after this, after the next set of maps, I've never beaten him. He's he's something I aspire to do. So if I can beat him for the channel, that'd be awesome. Because then, 1, I'd feel good, and 2, I'd look like I knew what I was doing. Alright. Good lord. So we've got... Oh, wait. Yeah, we've got 3 blueprints in our inventory. If you die, you are fucked. You lose all those blueprints. Alright. So that little guy in white that you saw me just murder, he's a different type of enemy. If you hit him or you aggro him at all, he will teleport to wherever you are and continuously chase you. For some reason, the red bomb enemies can aggro through walls, and they can actually throw their bombs through walls. So you don't want to fuck with them too much if you're low on health. I swear, this like firebomb is like the best thing ever. So yeah, that guy, you just want to kill him real quick and not let him chase you around, because if you don't have any health... Here, I'll give you an example. So I'll leave. See? Yeah. He can teleport anywhere. He doesn't care. Alright, we don't actually need that health. If you hit somebody with a door, it does stun lock them for half a second. Kind of useful. It works on most enemies. So you don't have to worry about it like not working for you because, oh, I'm not that strong or whatever. It really does work on most enemies. So we're actually going to get the ability to use this slime shit. Right now it just says to tickle. You can sit there all day and tickle the shit out of it and nothing happens. Oh, we have to fight an elite enemy for this now? We didn't have to do that before. Ow. He's kind of ow. We didn't have to prove ourselves before. We just found the damn thing last time. Alright, so we've killed the elite. We get the vine rune. Alright, this rune permanently gives you the ability to grow climbable vines. So even back in level 1, where we've already passed now, there were some vines that we can make grow, like so. And so now, no matter how many times we die, we still have that ability no matter what. So that's going to help us in the long run to get to new areas. And that map that I was telling you about, the toxic sewers, we can now actually go in there because we got the vines. So this is another elite, which I probably shouldn't have messed with. Yep. So all of those blueprints, they're all fucking gone. Just because I was being cocky, I shouldn't have messed with that guy. It's fine though. It's fine. No worries. It's all good. Alright. Oh, well, I mean, this is a roguelike, so of course everything's going to be a little different every time. No map layout is like 100% the same, but to be honest, most of them are pretty much the same, so you don't have to really worry about that. Like, you'll kind of get a feel for how they generally look. There we go. So, the reason why you want those blueprints is so that you have a chance to find different types of weapons in the game. But one of the cool things about later on in the game is you can purchase the ability to start with random weapons instead of having to just start with this shitty sword all the time. So right now we're just finding an assload of money, which isn't really doing us the most good since we died last time. Was that a... Yeah. Alright, cool. So I'm really kind of annoyed that I bothered fucking with that elite. I shouldn't have messed with him. But like I was trying to explain to you guys, we now get to keep that Vine rune ability, so... Ooh, that's worth 1,000 gold. So no matter what, we'll have that Vine rune ability. So if you notice, I have 5 notches where my bow and arrow is. If I shoot him, that notch disappears. That's because the arrow is sticking into his ass. And it'll stay there until he's dead. So now I'm missing 2 arrows. But when he dies, you'll see the arrows fly back over to me. Kind of in like a little ethereal thing. Oh, wow. I should have bought, well, I don't have any skills, so that wouldn't have been worth it either. Alright, he's dead. I don't need that. Okay. Oh, there's the electric whip. My buddy. So, this is one of my favorite weapons in the game. It's pretty cheap. They've nerfed it a lot since the game's been released. You used to be able to whip people like pretty much anywhere on the screen. But basically it has like an auto target. So if you're close to something, it'll whip it. I don't want any of this shit. Alright. Oh, yeah, I was gonna show you guys what the toxic sewers looks like. So this first recording session of this game is pretty much just going to be to introduce you to the game and the mechanics, and then I'll be doing slightly more concentrated runs after that, like trying to go for specific levels and things like that. Because there's no way, like without specific weapons and better gear and such, I wouldn't even try to go to the toxic sewers yet because it's going to be pretty difficult. I'm gonna have to trade out the whip for this just because the fire is like invaluable. Okay, so in order to go to the toxic sewers, you want to go to where they have one of these nasty little things. Make sure there's nothing else over here yet. Okay. So which one is this? Oh, okay. Well, that's where I go for the toxic sewers. What was this other one for? This must be for like a weapon or something. Yep. I'll take it though. Or will I? Cause see, that'll replace my my fire bombs. The fire bombs are infinite. This is a ninja star, so while it's cool, it's like the bow and arrow to where if it sticks in your enemy, then you don't have it anymore until you kill that enemy. So things like that kind of suck for bosses. If you're hitting a boss with a bunch of arrows and then all of a sudden you're out of arrows, you don't get him back until he's dead. Like they don't just sit there for a time and they come back to you. You literally have to kill him first. Okay, so we're gonna get a blueprint on the first level. That's fine. I think I can manage to stay alive on the first level. There's very rarely would there be an elite on the very first level. I've seen it, but it doesn't happen too often. So that's the entrance to the toxic sewers. I'm gonna come back down here and make sure there was nothing else secretly hidden over here like this gold. Doesn't seem like I can jump any higher. Alright, so let's head to the toxic sewers, and in all honesty, after I die this time, I'll probably go ahead and wrap up the session, because I just wanted to kind of introduce you to this game. I really like it. I want to get better at it, and I would definitely strongly encourage you guys to try it for yourself. It's pretty legit. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and unlock the blood sword. And we'll unlock saving gold. no, you can also, oh, they just give us the hammer now. Okay. You can also invest money in your weapons to make them potentially stronger. So once you unlock a weapon on a blueprint, it automatically drops that weapon for you to try it out. So we'll go ahead and try out the blood sword. It swings differently. So the reason why I like the blood sword is upon a hit, it does bleeding damage to an enemy. So they'll take damage over time for a little while. Unfortunately, we don't have any skills. That's actually going to kind of hurt us in the toxic sewers. However, our damage is pretty high. As far as leveling up your health, you don't need to do that for a while. Once you've beaten the first boss, then you need to worry about that. But I've noticed that this game, your health bar kind of seems to stay generally where it is. Like, people don't really seem to do less damage to you when you have a longer health bar. They still seem to take about the same amount of damage away from your bar. It's just the numbers look different. So, until they fix that, I don't really know if that's really worth investing in at all. That's what I was talking about with the criticals on their melee. Once you get to level 2. Because they don't actually hurt that bad on the first level. Alright. That little acid stuff, that is poisonous. If you stand in it, you'll start taking poison damage. It's not immediate death, but it adds up pretty quick. Okay. So these doors are timed. If you get here quickly, then there's just like bonus gold in there. Nothing you're missing out on majorly. These little fucking worm things, if you kill them, yes, if you kill them, they drop bombs. So you have to get the fuck out of their way when you kill them. Ow. Alright, so that took care of him. There's a rune here. There's probably some food in it. That helps. Whoops. So, you can kind of like Yoshi butt bounce them if you hit down in the jump button. That's pretty useful if you know you're going to be dropping quite a ways, because then you can just insta-kill some of the enemies. It does a lot of damage. A lot of times you'll see me using it anyway just to get around faster. Alright. I did not see you there. Alright, so we're almost dead, so we can heal with our little Estus flask. Remember, we only get one. You have to upgrade that in order to get any more. The next upgrade for the health flask is 70 souls, I believe. So we've really got we've got some work to do. Go up here and mess with this guy. And then basically, I mean, you could totally just like speedrun this game and run right through and get to the exit. But you want to kill enemies, one, for blueprints, and you also want to kill them because you want to be able to get the souls in order to unlock some of the abilities. If you don't kill anybody, then you're not going to get any souls. And trust me, the bosses only drop like maybe 5 or 6. So that's really not worth it. It's kind of a bad strategy to play through. As far as I know, none of those little like poison corners have blueprints or anything hidden in them. Although this is randomly generated, so I wouldn't put it past them. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and burn this guy. There's an elite down there. So if I had a skill, I would show you guys a trick to killing an elite, no problem. All you have to do basically is hang on to a... oh my god, that was horrible. I was trying to dodge and I couldn't. Your dodge kind of has like a 1 or 2 frame cooldown rate. And if you time it badly, then you'll just get murdered like I did. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys this game. Hopefully you guys liked it. I like it a lot. So I definitely recommend you guys get out there and try it. It's... I don't remember how expensive it is, but it's not that much. Mostly because it's in development. A great game. I can't wait to see what else they're going to add. They just did an update like a month ago. They're pretty quick on updating it, like every 2 to 3 months or so. But anyway, I have been the Mister, and this has been Dead Souls. You guys take it easy. Not Dead Souls. Dead Cells. I'm an idiot. Anyway, you guys take it easy.